And welcome to Strong Girl Shuffle. Today,
Strong girl, strong
girl,
girl, strong girl shuffle.
we will get that soundtrack down eventually. I have confidence in us. So we're back for another episode. I'm very excited about this one. We are going to be talking about a little topic that's not the easiest for everyone, but it's an important one to talk about. So we're going to be talking about weight gain, getting back on track when you may be falling off the wagon, and some steps you can do to get back on track once you need to get when you fall off the wagon.
When you need a good kick in the arse.
Pretty much, yes. So we all kind of recheck in, what's working, what's not working, do a little self check in, or in our case, buddy check in.
Accountability Billy.
Accountability. Yes, there we at. All right. So today we're going to be using Megan's Circle of Life Tarot. It's so cute.
Mhm.
It's very fun. It's
Yeah.
very colorful. Purple. We love a purple moment.
She is absolutely stunning, and it's one of my more gentler decks. So the cards are quite gorgeous. They're kind of like a
Oh, which is a
Mandela
really
effect.
interesting one to have. Having circle cards. It's really fun and different.
Yeah, and they're much smoother to shuffle. Because I've been told that my shuffling skills are not the best.
Progress.
We're learning.
I must say, some of the kids I work with shuffle better than you.
Rude. Truth hurts, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
Um, but with that all being said, I do find that these cards are like super smooth for shuffling, and they're much more gentler for reading. And I do think where we're going on a little bit of a tighter topic, these cards are more of like a positive affirmation and just light spirited. So that all being said, you got the Ace of Swords.
Ace of Swords. Cute. Just pull it back a little bit. Okay,
Oop.
interesting. That's the Ace of Swords, not the Four of Swords?
I do believe it's just oh, it is the Four of Swords. You're right.
Okay, cool, cool.
Sounds good.
Can you
So
describe the card? Oh, what's this one?
this is the bottom of the deck. It is the the Eight of Cups.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
So I'll put that one there for the meantime. But the Four of Swords is kind of like a shaman. It's an old man who's meditating, and he has his left palm open and his right palm closed. And he's in a Buddhist crisscross leg formation. And he seems to be in a lot of tension. His body looks warm because um, his legs are like a brownish reddish color, and as you go up towards their chest it's more green, and then his face is blue and his hair is purple. So there's a lot of variation in color, and it's related to the chakras.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's resting there, he's doing his meditations, he's got one palm open, the other one closed, and his eyes look really strained, and he's surrounded by the Four of Swords, and there's sprouts emerging from his head, almost like his thoughts are just disheveled. Yeah, I just love these cards. They're absolutely gorgeous, and the color profiles, like I can't wait to post this on our Instagram page, because it's so stunning to witness, and it's just so warm and just close to the heart. Okay. The only thing I have to say about this card is it's telling me patience. It's telling me to like take my time and enjoy the journey. Because if I force something to happen, or if we try to rush into something, then we're just going to get hurt. So it's kind of just telling you to like take your time and be grateful for the things that are given to you.
And from what I know about it's the Four of Swords, correct?
Yes.
And so what I know about the Four of Swords, it's all about like preparing yourself. It's mind over matter, making sure that you are taking the time to check in with yourself and making sure like you're not filling someone else's cup, but filling your own first type of situation. And my knowledge of swords.
Your
uh,
experience.
my experience, thank you. That's the right word. So the meaning behind the Four of Swords, a figure meditating in the center circle with swords all around us. Each chakra of his body lights up a certain rainbow energy. The Four
Mhm,
of Swords challenging us to take a rest from an active life. Ooh. The
mhm,
figure on this card meditates between four swords. The swords are a source of space where he can do his own work without any interruptions. The colors of the rainbow displayed areas on his body that are being healed. This card guides us to listen to what is inside so that we can better prepare to deal with what's on the outside.
mhm.
Meditation, rest, healing the spirit with the body, rejuvenation.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty fitting.
Yeah, I definitely picked up on that just from the strain of his face, and like you were saying, the colors are depicting that certain part of his body is healing. And when you think of the color blue, like what do you think of when you see the color blue? Like how do you feel?
I feel sad,
Yeah.
but I
Like
do know other people feel happy.
yeah, and it
So it's
really depends on how you read the card and how you like perceive the colors. So when I see blue, same as you, I think of sadness, I think of cold. So it's almost like his mind is like locked in all of the struggles that he is trying to burst out of, trying to face. And then the rest of his body is warm. So it's like he's coming to peace. So I
hmm.
think that's really interesting.
It is. It is pretty interesting because, like, I like that this card is what's popping up, especially when we're talking about like going back, getting back into it, going inwards, getting back on track to whatever your goals are, and your goals maybe have changed
Yeah,
type of situation. So that's really interesting.
very fitting for our theme today.
Yes, I agree. So speaking of goals, how has your goals been going this couple of past week? It's been a little while since we recorded, so how's your goals going?
Yeah, my goals are going pretty great actually. So I haven't been really doing a whole lot of like playful writing, I'll say, for a lack of a better word. I haven't been writing for myself. I've been doing a lot of writing for my assignments, but it's definitely
You're in
teaching me.
school.
Yeah, that's right. I'm doing journalism communications over at the college here, and so far it's going really well. I'm definitely learning a lot about different writing styles and how my writing style can kind of fit into that niche.
Like,
So it's pretty cool.
yeah.
And
And so
then
you had also, how's your steps going?
yes, I was just going to talk about that. So I have to walk up 3 flights of stairs to go to my classes. So I think they're going pretty okay.
That does not equal 10,000 steps.
No, so for the most part, my daily step intake is probably around 7,000, 8,000 steps. So I haven't reached 10,000 every day, but
That's
I'm
so
also, yeah, I feel like I'm still accomplishing quite a bit.
oh, yeah, for sure.
And I think that's all for me. But what about you? How are you doing?
So yeah, my goals have been going pretty eh. Some have been going better than others. So like I had a goal to be going to the gym slash working out, doing strongman training at least 3 times a week. The last couple weeks, it's not really been going the greatest. Before that, I was, but now just recently, no. I had my birthday, so it was a little bit
Mhm.
more focused on that. And eating wise has not been so great. And so that's kind of why I want to talk about this, is because I've been struggling a little bit with my goals. Like I'm getting some, but not getting all of them.
Yeah.
My water intake is it's getting there. Uh, I can't I've had this water bottle since this morning and it's there. So that's not a good sign, but I need to recognize it type of situation.
Yeah. And the fact that you acknowledge that and you are willing to confess that, that's showing that you are making a step forward in the right direction. And
Yeah.
every small step counts.
Oh yes, got him. Staircase going
Yeah.
upward.
Exactly. I really liked there was a quote that you used in our last podcast, and it was in our goals episode. So our episode that we posted before our last one. Oh goodness, what was it?
I don't know.
You have to celebrate the little successes.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
really enjoyed that.
because like it's such a long journey, and whatever your goals are, if it's to get healthy, to work on your book or whatever, like to write a book's fucking intense and a lot of work. So
Mhm.
you got one chapter, but that's a one chapter is a big deal, and you need to celebrate that one chapter.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I agree, and I really speak with that quote, and I think that that also applies to you because our lives are forever changing and our goals change with it, and it just takes some time before we can be like, "Okay, you know what? I'm at a good place now where I can restart my goals and, like, get back to the track that I wanted to get to." Um,
And like with this topic, I was really feeling passionate about talking about it because like I'm kind of going in a bit of a transitional period, and it's been you guys I've talked about it before, like with the move, and
mhm,
leaving the gym and whatnot, and so it's really come apparent that I put on the weight more weight than I would have liked, and so I
yeah,
want to talk about like how that's affecting me, what I'm doing now, and just kind of be open and honest with it. And it's not an easy topic to talk about, but I think it's an important one. And I kind of realized it over Christmas. It was families talk and they get around, oh, what happened? You still going to the gym? And you get those questions, which has been my entire life. So this is not a new conversation. But it kind
yeah,
of made me really think about how much time and effort and work I have put in over the last few years to really like let it all go. Um, and I'm not saying I've let it all go, but I've definitely lost a lot of my good habits. And that's
mhm.
something that I need to start recognizing. Step one is admitting it. Like, it's not helpful for anyone to be denying that I'm not doing the things that I was doing before. And so,
Yeah, and your environment's changed as well, and that you don't realize how much that affects you as a person, but it does. It has a huge impact on you and where you have dealt with the move, and you've also changed gyms. You're going to a new gym as well,
I haven't gone yet, but the plan is to go.
but it is in the plan,
The plan,
and
we'll see if it goes well. Yes.
yeah, so,
Um,
I mean, that's also a factor, and a lot of how do I put it? A lot of your setbacks have come from that.
yeah, not that many. It's more my mental.
Okay.
And actually, it's me talking myself out of it.
Mm,
The physical thing about going, like, the gym that I'm planning on going to is free.
yeah,
Literally no reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
there's a local gym here that, like, for anyone who lives in town, it's a town hall gym. It has enough stuff to get me to what I wanna do. I haven't gone. I said I would start that in January. It's the 23rd. Not happening yet. So it's like, yes, there is the factor of I moved and whatnot and getting comfortable in my new space and getting used to that. But that I've now been there since September. So that's been a few months. So to me, that's a cop out excuse.
Oh my god. It's
Hmm.
been since September?
Yep.
It doesn't feel like that long.
It's been that long.
It feels like you only moved, like, a month ago.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
that was the excuse in October, September, October, November. But now we're at almost the end of January. It's not an excuse. That is
it's
me. I'm not even using it as an excuse, to be honest, because I recognize that that's not a factor. Like, you
yeah.
mentioned it, but it's not a true factor to me.
Okay. I just, wanted to give you a little nudge,
Being
little
too nice.
support.
No, you're giving me cop outs is what you're doing. Give
But,
me
I mean okay. I'm trying to be a good friend.
you are, but you are a good friend, but, like, sometimes you need to be that hard ass and be like, "Yo, girl, get to the gym," not, "Oh, it's okay. I
Cancer.
moved. I moved 4 months ago." No,
Cancer. I can't be that person.
right?
I'm the
Exactly.
mom of the group. I'm always gonna be supportive of you no matter what you do.
Oh, yes, and it's good to have supportive friends, but we need to make sure that we're aligned, and you saying, "Oh, it's okay, you've moved a lot, you've had a lot of changes." I've had a lot of changes, but that was also 4 months ago, I need to get over it.
Now it's
Like,
time to move forward. Yeah.
piss or get off the pot, you know?
Yeah.
So like so this one is one of the things that me and my roommate are starting and have started, and it's been going okay. I need to get back on track. Is we're doing 75 strong. So that's one thing that like I really recognized, and it like I say weight gain. I don't know if I've gained weight. I know how I feel. I don't know the scale. I don't know the number because I
Mhm.
that's not something that's helpful for me. I just know how I'm feeling. and how I am feeling is back to where I was before. So I'm
Mhm.
recognizing the way I'm feeling, like I'm tired more, my hips are hurting, like I don't like the way the clothes are looking. I'm now hating getting my pictures taken. Like these all of these things that were insecurity of mine before have come back. So that's where I know I need to like, okay, I need to make some real changes and really stick to them because I'm going into bad habits again.
Mhm.
So
It's,
that's
like, mentally weighing on you.
oh yeah, it 100% is. Like for an example, and I want to talk about this, and I'll be posting this on my once this episode goes live, is actually on my birthday. We went and did strongman training, and
Yep.
we my roommate took a video of me doing the car deadlift, and it looks awesome. But I've looked at it so much, and I hate the way I look that I don't feel comfortable about posting it. And
Oh,
right? And it's like
yeah.
it's so cool. Like I did makeup, I'm lifting it's like probably close to 700 pounds.
Yeah.
Um, somewhere in that range. And like that's impressive. And like I did it for like 6 reps easily. Like I was very
Yeah.
comfortable doing it. And like I had gone up a lot heavier than that. This is just when she came for a video
Yeah.
type of situation. And it's impressive. And it took me back to another time when I was took a video of me doing the truck pull at training once, and it was amazing. And like I remember sending it to people like right after it happened, and everyone's like, "Fuck, that's awesome!" And then I looked at, and all I could see was my stomach and how it was when I
Oh,
was pulling it. And so I'm kind of those are the things that I'm talking about that I am starting to recognize and think
okay.
that I need to be mentally be like, it's okay that my body looks like this. Like I know like I have a lot of weight to lose. I've lost a lot of weight. I have loose skin. Like I do not have that normal size standard body size or body
Mhm.
look. And I need to get used to this is my body now and it's doing amazing things and I need to
Mhm.
be proud of it, but I needed to be mentally prepared for the comments maybe, for me to be uncomfortable with the way I look, but also showing it to other people to show that like a lot of people when they're doing these weight loss or health journeys don't show it all. They don't show that gross quotations, um, the gross videos or the
They
way
don't show the cellulite,
they don't show
you
the
know?
cell no, it's not so much the cellulite, it's that they don't show you when you're at your heaviest. You always
Yeah.
those flashback videos being like, "Look what I did," but they don't post it in the moment, and I understand why, like, I'm so insecure about it, but, like, I have
Mhm.
this video and I've thought about it, I'm planning on posting it on when this episode goes live, so you can check that out on my Instagram, Allie_strongwoman, um, and so I'll be posting it then, and I'm gonna kinda wait because like, I wanted to post it, but I got insecure, and
Yeah.
got insecure because of how I'm falling into bad habits again, if that makes
Yeah. It does. Also, that cellulite was a reference to Doja Cat, by the way. It's from her Juicy song. But
sense.
yeah, it's anyways, we're
I
gonna
love
get,
Doja Cat, I'll have to listen.
we're gonna get, copyrighted because of my beautiful singing. But, yeah, it's definitely a challenge, especially if you I call it a pinpoint eye view. So essentially, it's you directing your attention to things that you know that you don't like, and then you're focusing on that so much, and you just think that everybody else is looking at it. Bob Ross puts it as like happy accidents. So essentially, when you're doing painting, this is the only way that I can like describe it and feel confident with the way that I'm saying it. But when you're doing a painting and you make a mistake or you see something that you just don't like, no one else sees that in the painting. No one at all notices that that was a mistake. They thought that it was on purpose. But you as the artist, you see those things and you kind of spiral into a negative thinking process because that's all you can focus on is the negative aspect of it. But that's what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk and let it all out on put the cards on the table as you would say and discuss the experience that you've been having and how you're hoping to change it.
Definitely. And I know for me, some of the things like recognizing how I am feeling with getting my photo taken, um, especially or even like watching myself do these exercises. It's just like, ooh. And I get self-conscious, and I feel like I'm disappointing people because of how much work I had put in to go back
Mhm.
into these bad habits. And I think I said that in the first episode talking about like disappointing people, which it's yeah, there's other people, but I'm also more so disappointed in myself than
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you were to show that video to anybody, and I mean anybody, like some stranger on the street, they would be so floored at your accomplishments. They would be so impressed. So, when you told me that you were afraid of disappointing people, my initial reaction was, "Bitch, who? Who? Show me. I'll beat them up for
no.
you." But I just can't see you disappointing anybody because of who you are, and I know you on a personal level, and I know people who work with you on a business level, and I can promise you that nobody says anything negative about you. The only person who looks down on you is yourself.
Yes, in my personal life, but for people who don't know me, and this might be something you don't quite understand, not being in a larger body, but
Mhm.
even strangers comment and say I'm a disappointment.
Who
Like,
fucking cares?
I
Who
know, but
fucking cares?
I understand that, but you don't know how like, when people are commenting that on for stuff, like, as much
No.
as I have thick skin, like, there's not a lot that bothers me, but when people are pointing out things that you're already insecure about, and there's people who don't know you, is the
Mhm.
people that I'm more talking about, and
Yeah.
it's people being brutally honest, and you know,
Yeah.
or, like, just having those people say those things, and it's making you face the things that you're insecure about.
Yeah, it still hurts,
Oh, yes, and, like, yes,
but
I know people in my personal life, and anyone I show that video would say, "Yeah, that's a fucking amazing thing to do," but
mhm.
when I look at it, I'm seeing a larger body, and I'm seeing my stomach, and I'm seeing how it rolls and folds and all that good
Yeah,
stuff, and that's what I'm focusing on, and I know I shouldn't be because, like, the fact that
but
I'm lifting up 700 pounds is what I should be focusing on, but
you can't help it.
I can't help it.
No, and I totally get that. I mean, for me, I weighed myself yesterday while I was at the gym,
Yeah.
and I was surprised.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't understand from your level, but I definitely understand when you're used to a certain body image or you want to reach a certain body image and you're just not there, it kind of affects you mentally. You're just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, well, I don't look like this person. I want to feel good about myself and I'm not there because I'm seeing all of these imperfections." But when it comes to because I'm really guilty of it myself. When people there's so many times I'm so insecure. I don't want to leave my house because I feel ugly and I just don't like the way that I look at my outfit. I don't like the way that my jeans fit. I don't like the way that my shirt feels tight. Um, and it really affects you on a personal level. And when you go outside, you think that other people are also seeing that too. But at the end of the day, you know, people are so focused on themselves, they
Yeah.
might make a comment. And at that I say, who cares? Like GTFO and live your life because that's exactly what they're doing. They'll
Yeah.
make a comment to make themselves feel better because they're also feeling insecure. And then they'll walk down and they'll completely forget about it the next day.
Yeah.
It's just hard to move past that.
Yeah. It is. And so that's why I'm doing things and getting back into the good habits and to recognize and make myself feel better by doing stuff that I know does make me feel better. As in, like with the 75 strong, which me and my roommate and one of our other friends is doing, is it's focusing on things I want. So I actually ran into my trainer one day at the grocery store and we got chit chatting and I was saying how much I really enjoy going back to Strongman. He's like, well, focus on that. Like don't worry about getting back to the gym, and that's kind of what I've been thinking about a lot lately. And like, so right now, actually, I'll be doing some training after tonight after our Zoom
Yes,
meeting.
ma'am.
And so I've now committed to 3 times a week doing strongman. Well, but not the last 2 weeks because weather and parties, birthdays.
Yeah, it's January. It's the weirdest month of the year.
But that's right. I'm a Capricorn. I'm a January baby. That's the story of my life.
That's right. So
And
what are you what are your goals for the 75? Because we've talked about it a lot and we talked about you and your roommate doing it, but what is it on your 75 list that you have that you've been working towards?
Yeah, so the main thing with my 75 strong is 75 days of consistently putting in time for me, I guess is the root of it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your if memory serves me right, you also added a little thing to your 75. You're reading a book.
So I used to read quite often. I really stopped during university when they force you to read. You no longer see it
Yeah.
as an enjoyment, as you will
Yeah.
learn, I'm sure. And so yeah, no, my roommate is a big bookworm, and so I've been really challenging myself to read. So I finished the first book. I don't even remember the last time I finished a book. So this was I finished that over Christmas. So I started another one. I'm really enjoying it, but once again have been taking a little break from it. So we're getting back on track with that. Um,
Yeah.
and and I've been enjoying trying to. I haven't been very good at it yet, but putting my phone away earlier in the night. Um,
Mhm.
I have not done that. That's like the one thing that has not clicked in yet. Because like I had a little checkbox, a little sheet with my progress to keep track of my 75 strong. It's the one thing that I have not gotten yet.
But you know what? You win some, you lose some,
No,
right?
right, exactly. There's worse ones to lose too. Like
Absolutely. Um, but yeah, that's really good that you're encouraging yourself through I can't remember what the app is called, but there is an app for your water intake. And
pet nanny.
oh, Plant Nanny. That's so cute. I also have an app that I can suggest for other people. This is something that the student services have offered me because I have a lot of trouble with my time management. And I was talking to them about starting, like, setting up time for my podcast, setting up time for studying and whatnot. It's called Finch, and it's kind of similar. You get this little bird, and you can put down the goals for the day and then you'll check them off, and with each time you check them off you get some energy for your bird to go on adventures, and she'll send you notifications. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because you reminded me. She sends me notifications at 9 o'clock saying that Cheap is tired and it needs to lie down, and that's my notice of telling me that I need to put my phone away.
Hmm. I,
So it's a really cool site.
yeah.
I definitely encourage it, and it is free. So if you are interested in it, it is an option. I have mine dressed as a pirate because we did a pirate themed party this weekend for
Ooh,
Allie.
fun. I
But yeah,
downloaded
so
the app, but I can't say I've gotten into it yet.
that's okay. It quite
I
honestly,
have
it's
it downloaded. It still notifies me, but I haven't like really invested into it yet.
yeah, it for me it's more so like a early on fixation. It's something new and exciting.
Yeah.
I was talking to her about it today actually because she was asking about how my progress was on it, and I said, you know, it's working for now, but we'll see what happens in a month time because after 21 days, either you get into a good habit and you maintain something, or you just kind of drop it off.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think maybe we could go for a little water break.
Want to talk about there? Did you want to talk about you getting back on track, or you feel like you're on track?
Do you think we have time? Okay, um I'll try to be brisk. So, for me personally, like I said earlier, I'll put it like this. I've gained 30 pounds. I've gained 15 pounds every year.
Okay, but you also wanted to.
It's not bad,
Yeah.
but it's definitely more than what I would like because
Yeah.
I know that it's unhealthy fat. Like I was eating garbage food. And I really didn't like that because I like fueling my body with healthy foods where I do have mental health issues. I want to feed my brain good foods so that way I can think a little bit better and I can start working on the positive thinking because it's not an easy thing to do. And it's something that I've been training my brain to do for 6 months, and it's still not there yet. But
It's done.
with some healthy, yeah, and with some healthy eating, it definitely helps encourage that.
Yeah.
And so I've been working towards getting that. Like Allie yourself, I definitely haven't been eating the best after Christmas, but January has always been a rest and recovery month for me anyway. So this is a really good start to say, okay, this is what I'm seeing that I'm doing wrong, and this is what I want to fix. So that way, 2024 is a healthy, and happy new year for me. So yeah.
Okay. And so what are some ways that you're going to attain that goal? Like,
Um,
do you have anything set in stone yet of like, oh, I'm like, I know for me as an example, it's not realistic to be like, I'm going to go a whole month without eating out. That's not realistic. Where it's like,
no.
I'm giving myself 3 times a month.
Yes. So I actually took off you. I was like, I'm going to do, we're going to eat out 3 times in a month. And in February, it's only going to be two because we did eat a little bit extra where it was your birthday. We did have a little bit of takeout. So I did count that. And I was like, okay,
Hey,
so
man,
I had four this month. Hey, that's okay. I'm okay with pizza. But so I'm setting it back to two in February. And then with regards to the rest of the eating, my partner is a certified chef. And I kind of got like I got the big win on this one because he cooks me food and he knows the nutritional values of the food. And he's also trying to lose a little bit weight for himself. He's actually dropped down below 200 this month. So I'm really proud of him for that. And he's been encouraging me to eat a little bit healthier as well by cooking my foods. And that's what I'm kind of forced to eat. Not forced, but you know what I mean.
yeah, like it's there.
Your parent makes you lunch and you bring it out to school, you got to eat it. If it's a PB&J, you're just going to eat it. So he makes my food for me and he makes sure that there's like nutritional facts on the side so that way I can keep track of my carbs and calories. um and we started this habit where like we'll buy a big bulk for the month. So we have this big grocery haul. We actually did that today. So that's for our February grocery haul. So it's mostly like the meats, the frozen foods, whatever. And then every week we'll buy fresh produce. So then it kind of encourages us to be less wasteful. And it also encourages us to eat the healthier foods.
Yeah, you can't eat the healthy foods if you don't have the healthy foods.
Exactly. And then if you don't buy the junk food, you don't crave the junk food. And I started getting into a really good habit of, I have a Pinterest board of all of this stuff. So I can link that anytime. But essentially, I have a Pinterest board that shows me like if I'm craving sugars or salts, it's because I'm lacking in a certain vitamin in my body.
Yeah, definitely. I've
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah. Didn't
Look at
over
you.
explain it.
Didn't over
We're
explain. Oh, that was great. All right. So
Welcome back. Hope everyone had their waters.
got a good drink. I got mine here.
I got a good little chunk out, but I got distracted with some Instagram reels. I'm not gonna lie.
It was supposed to be a few minute break, but we didn't realize we had to buffer this. So be a little break in between.
That's right.
Our next little section is something we're going to start a little new that I'm kind of excited about. So we're going to take a little moment to talk about the history of strongman, talk about it from the beginning. So for this one, we're going to talk about the very first World's Strongest Man in 1977. So this originally was going to be just American Strongest Man. But then there was someone from Italy, I do believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
His name was Franco Colombo.
Okay, so he joined in on this uh show, I guess, competition. They didn't really know what it was at first.
Yeah.
And so then they're like, okay, well, it can't be America. It's got to be worlds, and that's how it all started. So Megan
Hmm.
research for us talking about the first World's Strongest Man.
So that's my favorite thing to do with the whole world is just research and just deep dive, go down this.
Oh, I nerd out hard for this. Like people gonna find
Yeah.
think so. We'd love feedback on whether or not you like this little segment, so we can keep on doing it. We're gonna be doing alternating between men and women and seeing what you guys think.
Yeah. Also, like you're talking about how you fell hard into the research for Strongman and you just like fangirl over it. I see the hype.
Right?
Um,
Yeah.
it's insane. Like, especially we were talking in our last podcast, which by the way, episode 3 is uploaded. We were talking in our last podcast
Four.
about
That's four.
oh my gosh, you're right. It is. Ah, so crazy. But yeah, so in episode 4, we talked a little bit about our strongman experience. And I think now that I've actually done strongman exercises and training routines, and actually like got to witness the competitions itself live, I have a greater appreciation and understanding for the sport. So I highly encourage everybody, people who watch this podcast and people who are just getting introduced to this podcast and people who have no idea who we are, please try to learn something new every day. But if you can learn something new today, learn Strongman because it's just so fascinating
It
to
is.
witness like all of these beautiful, brilliant people. Like, I'll talk about Eddie Hall for a second because I found he made a book.
Yeah.
He published a book. And like, for somebody who wants to publish a book, I'm just like, this fucking guy over here. All right.
I don't know where you were going with that.
So mad. I was just like, this fucking guy got a book, his own YouTube
Buddy
channel.
over here and just, the beast lifting 500 kilograms.
How dare he?
He wrote a book.
No, but like, it's just mind blowing. And I read the first excerpt of it, and it was talking about how he was a skinny lad. He was a young, skinny feller, and then he built himself up. So like, he gained the weights. Yes, it's such a. I'm like twitching on my voice right now because it's just so unbelievable to like scrawny. And I'll use like the awkward teenage phase when everything feels lanky and long and weird and awkward to go from that to the beast. Like, are you kidding me? Like, did you take some of Bruce's serum and became the Hulk all of a sudden? Like, what happened? I want to read the book. I'm just going to say it right now. I'm already going to Indigo and I'm like searching for it. I'm just letting you know.
Let me know how it goes. I'll definitely read that.
I'll let you borrow it. So yes, before we go into like a full-blown session about that, because I can honestly talk about that all day long, I now know where the hype is coming from. So thank
Get
you.
the hype. What you get the hype of why it's so exciting.
It's mind-blowing. Like it's one thing to see the numbers, but to be able to like understand the numbers, it's a whole new world. And I'm still learning. So correct me if I say anything wrong or weird. But let's dive right into the segment. So, first things first, Allie, beautiful explanation of how Strongman got its title. So it was released in 1977 and it was broadcasted on television by CBC Sports Spectacular. And there was 8 competitors, 7 of them were American and 1 of them was Italian. Yeah. And the only reason why these people signed up was because they were selected based off of their likability because they were so well known from their other events, not even related to Strongman. They were in the Olympics.
There was no Strongman. It wasn't a thing.
I know. Like, that just blows me away. It's just somebody came up to them one day and was like, hey, we're starting this new sport. You used to see
it wasn't a sport. It was a TV show. Hey, we're doing a TV show to be like, hey, who's the strongest person here? Like, there wasn't any, there was no calibration. There was no set events. It was just like, I want to see how strong this person is. Like, it evolved so much. Like, it was literally, it wasn't a sport up and I have to look exactly.
It was just entertainment.
It was entertainment, circus show, circus freaks, like I said before.
Yeah. Now this makes so much more sense. Okay, so with that being said, thank you. Thank you. See, I told you, we're still learning. I got all of my research from the Strongman archives and also the Sports History Network. So I'll put those links into the description below. So that way you guys can catch up on my facts. But either way, these 8 competitors were just regular men who did weightlifting competitions, did Olympic competitions. Some of them were actors.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't and then other football players or something like that?
In the NFL for 16 years on 4 different teams. And then he was just like, one day he was like, yo, I'm the strongest man. Let's go. Let's do this. So it's just anybody can do it if they really put their heart to it. And I'm going to say this as well. This is a really cool fact that I found. All of these men were in their 30s. There was only 2 people that were in their 20s. And even then, they were in their late 20s.
So why don't we go to the competitors and kind of break down a little fact about each of them.
Okay. So I'll start from the bottom and I'll work my way up.
Be a
So then
surprise
that
to
way,
find out who wins.
that's right, suspense, just like in the actual events, you never know. Um, so first, we are going to start with George Friend, who was 36 years old. And usually they disclose the weights, but I never got his weight for this category. So I don't think it was really relevant back in the day, like how heavy you were. Everyone just,
Yeah,
okay.
that is correct.
So George Friend, he was 36 years old, and he actually broke the indoor world record in 1970 or sorry, 1972 for powerlifting.
Well, you're talking and filling us in. I'll see if I can figure out what he was the record in.
Oh, we're hacking in. All right, George
Back,
Friend.
back.
We're fact checking. So, as Ali is doing that, we're going to go up one podium and we're going to talk about Dayton. Mike Dayton, to be exact. He was one of the 20-year-olds. He was 29 years old and 200 pounds. Fact check.
Squat. He had the world record in squat with 853 pounds.
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Fucking, those are
wait.
some nasty legs, my guy.
Ooh, you'll feel that
Uh,
back.
you'll be feeling that in your ass.
That too.
So thank you very much for that fact check. With Mike Dayton, the only thing that I really found, like, he was in the Olympics. He did a lot of sports before he did Strongman on CBC. But the thing that I found really interesting about him is after he did Strongman, he actually became a kung fu master of chi.
She.
He he literally became like Bruce Lee. He got to that peak and then he was like, you know what? I just want to chill. I just want to do chi. You know, like the slow movements that the you see the elderly people doing in rehab, like
So
going from Mike Dayton now to J. Cole. Let me just John Cool to be
John
exact.
Cole.
He was 34 years old, and he was actually the first man to squat 900 pounds. So,
Ooh, he
like,
beat what's his name?
yeah, George Friend. Yeah, he beat Friend.
That's awesome.
So, I think from my understanding, because Friend broke the indoor world record in 1972, you can fact check this for me if you want. I'm pretty sure Cole beat that weight. The first man to squat 900 pounds. I think he beat that world record after, maybe around 1975, 1977. But as you fact check that, we are going to go to our man Colombo. Franco Colombo was the only non American that joined this competition. He was Italian and he was 34 years old and only 182 pounds. He was the shortest man in the competition, but he actually succeeded quite well for his size. Like, he got fifth place. And I think that's pretty impressive compared to like all the other men who are roughly 200 pounds and above. And he was the shortest man on the set. So Allie had told me before we started the podcast that Mike Dayton, who was 200 pounds, is considered a small man nowadays in strongman competition. So imagine like Columbo on the scene. He's just so tiny.
See, but the
Okay.
thing is, he could, but probably wouldn't be in the open weight class as now.
No. Yeah, I don't think he would qualify for the opens.
Oh, if he could do it, he can do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like the open category, anyone can go into. It's just whether or not they can
Oh.
actually lift the weights.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, maybe. Now we go into Big Lou, who is actually the youngest in the competition. He was 20.
He's around for a few years.
He has been. I thought I recognized his voice when I was doing the research. So his full name, for those who don't know him, is Lou Ferringo. He was 26 years old when he was in this competition, and he was 278 pounds. And for those who might not know him, he was actually an actor. So he acted as the Incredible Hulk on the 1970s television show. So if you want to see him in all of his glory, definitely watch the competition because it was recorded and it is online. But you can also see him in the Incredible Hulk 1970s version, which is like mind blowing to me. It's like,
Right?
I know the Americans had like an actor for president, but it's just another thing to witness him as a strongman. Anyways, to the next level, we go from fourth to third, and we go to third with Ken Patera, also known as Big Ken.
Big
So,
Ken!
Big Kenny, he was 34 years old and the first American to clean and jerk 500 pounds.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Crazy. I've never done a clean and jerk, but I'm sure it's not easy considering I cannot do the jump thing with overhead press. I can't do the drive. I can't push it. So I'm assuming that, again, I'm new to this. I'm assuming that the clean and jerk is a similar motion.
Oh yes, it's exactly the same as the axle clean and press, except for it's a different bar size. And the way they do it is like it's the thin bar.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, is it girthier?
Not here.
Okay,
No, it's a
okay.
normal barbell. And I feel like with the jerk, it's a split jerk. So it's like basically the
Mm.
bar. From what I understand, I don't really, I don't know for sure, but what I understand is when you split jerk, is the bar stays here and then you go underneath it and you split your legs and then go up.
Oh my god. Okay, well,
A lot of like you can do split jerks in strongman, just a lot of people prefer not to because it's the weight so heavy. But if you can, and it takes a lot of mobility to do. So if you can do that, that's impressive.
congratulations, Big Ken. Damn. Okay, I'm even more impressed now.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's impressive.
that's crazy. Okay, number 2, the man who got the silver medal in this competition. His name is Young, but he's actually one of the older players, Bobby Young.
Howdy!
So Bobby Young was 35 years old when he joined this competition, and he's known to be an NFL player. So, like I said before, he was on 4 different teams in 16 years, and he was the offensive player. So you can only imagine the kind of a beast of a man on that ice if he could be handling.
Football. NFL is National Football League, not hockey.
Oh, I wrote the wrong thing.
Was he on
No,
hockey?
he's a hockey player.
See,
Oops.
I'm gonna look. I'll fact check that for you because I'm pretty sure is I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's a hockey player.
We'll find out.
All right. Fact check. Fact check. I don't do sports. I
I
apologize.
know you said it. I went because you wrote down NFL, but you were saying hockey. I was like, okay, maybe we'll give it a minute.
Because well, either way, seeing him on the field or on the ice would be intimidating as fuck. And while she's fact checking, we are gonna go to the top, all the way up. First in the first ever strongman, world's strongest man competition, we have Bruce Willem.
Yeah,
So
buddy.
Bruce Willem is an icon. He was 38 years old when he first joined this competition, and he won the national weightlifting competition, and he also was notified, or he was known for being the national weightlifting champion in the super heavyweight division in 1975 and voted the best American weightlifter the same year as the competition.
Yep.
And then since then, he's just been flourishing.
Fact check. It was
Fact check.
NFL.
Damn it! I'm a Canadian. We do hockey. We're doing football lately in the years, but I grew up on
I know
hockey.
I like football just as much as I like hockey. But yeah, no, that's so funny. It was football.
Okay.
You wrote it
But
down
still,
wrong, but you just had the wrong sport in mind.
NHL, NFL.
Knowing you, that does not surprise me one bit.
No, no,
I love
that's
you.
okay. That's quite all right because all in all, these men were absolute beasts. And the fact that they started the World Strongman franchise, well, not the
Gotta give them a
franchise,
lot.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I
Gotta
think,
give them a shout out.
yeah, exactly. So that was our history of strongman for today.
Yeah. So we're gonna play around with adding a few little clips in, just talking about where it came from. A lot of people don't know about like it was a lot of there was no training. You just showed up like, all right, today we're gonna be bending bars. That was one of the events they had to do. Like,
Oh, one of the competitors actually showed his strength by breaking off license plates from cars and bending bars in half.
Yep.
So that back in the day was a way to determine your strength, which
They would carry fridges, like, on their backs, like, this stuff they did n is insane.
it's crazy. And I remember that there was somebody who used to bite into coins with their teeth. And it's just like
Freaks,
crazy shit.
circus freaks.
I love it. I
Love
love
it.
it.
Right there with them.
All right, so let's have a little water break and then we get into tarot time. Hello.
Hope you got some water, H2O, all that good stuff. So now
Mhm.
we're gonna be talking about the end card. So I'm gonna get Megan to describe what the card looks like since she has it there with her. And I'll
Okay.
for it.
All right. So I'm just going to show this card a little bit, see if I can get. So we have the 8 of cups, or otherwise known as chalices in this deck. And essentially it's just nymph, this wood nymph who's just melting in a pool of lotus flowers. She is basking in the warmth of the water and just enjoying it as what it is. And all of the rocks around her are a very beautiful, vivid shade of lavender and lilac purple, very faded, muted purple colors. And there's some frogs and some blue flowers. And right in front of her is a glass dish, and it looks like it's filled with water, but some clear liquid of sorts. And her hair is extended from her person, spewing from the water, if you will. And it looks like the tree branches. I was going to say trunks for a second there. Looks like tree branches stemming from her head. Very similar to the Four of Swords, but this one's more like just very elegantly just sprawled out. Um, Now, when I look at this card, she's she's looking right at you, and not only is she eye level with the water, she has her finger pointing up from the water, and it's only the pointer digit. Which, if any of you got disciplined by your mother or your grandmother or your sister, in my instance, you had the finger saying, like, be warned. I'm telling you, this little digit, she's got some power.
Got some power.
So I look at this card like a warning card. She's looking at us with intent, with a lot of emotion behind her eyes, but she won't reveal what that emotion is. And she's got her finger up, which is kind of telling me to be like, wait a minute, just wait before you get in trouble. Um, And then with everything else around her, it's a little bit hard because there is a lot going on in this card. Um, but she is surrounded by water, which is normally very relaxing. And it's a small pool of water, which would mean like a safety net, if you will. So, kind of like a bath. When you're a kid and you're in the bathtub, you.
All right. So I'm gonna read for the book here. So the 8, a submerged person peers out of the crystal clear water. She appears to be almost completely blended into her surroundings, making it hard for anyone to see her. Because when you showed the card, I did not see the girl at all.
No?
No.
She looks like a tree, right?
I don't know. I have to see it's kind of hard to see it on here, to be honest. But
No. That's
I
good.
didn't see that there was a girl at all. Um, the woman hiding as a challenge from stepping out from the water. She needs to make the decision to stay or continue blending into her surroundings in a in or heading out. The woman hiding has a challenge of stepping out from the water. She needs to make the decision to stay and continue blending in or head out and find what she was really meant to be. She holds her one finger upright out of the water, taking the initial moment towards the decision. This card tells us that it's okay to know when you need to spend some time alone. Take time for
Aw.
yourself, submerge, and feeling of left behind.
Oh, I feel like this card's for you.
Start my life. I knew it was. Bottom of the deck's always for me.
I was just gonna say, we were just talking about the bottom of the deck.
Yeah. No, I think this really ties in perfectly about, like, feeling insecure, but realizing, like, you have a bigger purpose and wanting to talk about things that are uncomfortable to talk
Mhm.
about, and it's gonna make others a better person.
Yeah, you just gotta step out of the water, make that first step. And I think the cards really blend together as well because they kinda share a similar trait of, like, inner healing,
Yeah,
which is really interesting.
I agree with that, yeah.
I love that.
Wow, I think this was a really fun podcast.
I do too. Thank you so much for joining us. If you do like this video and you want to know a little bit more, or you want to see what's next or what's in store, please hit that like and subscribe button. It truly helps us achieve our goals. And with that being said, maybe hit the notification bell if you want.
No, no,
Totally up to
I
you.
like the notification bell because I don't know about you, but I have a lot of things popping up, and I sometimes miss things. And another really great place to keep updated is on our Instagram, which is SG Shuffle podcast. So that's the same for our YouTube channel as well as our Instagram handle. So we've been posting little fun reels, and we'll be posting the pictures of the cards up close and personal, so you get a really good look at them.
Yes, it's not gonna be as pixelated as this, I assure you.
Yeah.
Check out our personal Instagram channels. Mine is Handora_readings. I'm gonna be posting a little bit more lately where it's tied into my school a little bit. So you're gonna see like my journalism photography and also a little bit more about myself.
Yeah, I think that's so awesome. And you can find me on Allie_strongwoman. I've posted some of my past competitions. I'm going to be posting that video I was talking about. So if you'd like to take a look at that, it will be on my Instagram soon.
Show her some love, baby.
You as well. Like it all. Like, share, subscribe, all the things.
All the fun stuff. Thank you
Well,
so
thank you
much for
so
joining us.
much. Bye.
Bye.